This is the only video you need to watch if you want to learn how to make a Paloma at home. My name is Ron Vierpin. I'm a full-time medical doctor, and I've been a home bartender for over 5 years now. During that time, I've learned how to make over 100 different cocktails, and I've thrown over 50 cocktail parties. And I teach other busy professionals how to make cocktails at home. And I'm very excited for this video because the Paloma uses what is, in my opinion, the best flavor combination in all of mixology and all of home bartending, and that is tequila and grapefruit. And I have evidence of this. As I mentioned in the intro to this video, I've learned how to make over 100 different cocktails, and I've thrown over 50 cocktail parties. And across all of those different cocktails and all of those different parties, out of all the drinks that I know how to make, the Paloma gets by far the absolute most amount of cocktails of any drink that I know. So because of that, that's why I think that this combination of grapefruit and tequila is the best flavor combination in all of mixology, just based on the sheer number of compliments that I've received for this drink. And that's why I'm very excited to be bringing it to you today, because the Paloma is the best cocktail that uses that flavor combination of tequila and grapefruit. And it is a classic cocktail. The exact origins are unclear. It's thought to be created sometime in the 1950s in Mexico. There's a little bit of dispute over who exactly invented the cocktail, but what's important is that this cocktail has still persisted 70 to 75 years later in the year 2025. And not only that, it is the most popular, or one of the most popular drinks in all of Mexico. Because of that, it has since become very popular in the United States as well, and then also now very popular throughout the entire world. And so that's why I'm very excited to be bringing you guys this drink, because as I mentioned, it's the most complimented of all the different drinks that I know how to make. So let's get into making the cocktail. The Paloma is a highball, and you can follow the simple and standard highball template, which is 2 ounces of liquor and 4 ounces of soda. And that will actually get you a pretty good Paloma. But what I like to do is add a little bit of simple syrup and lime juice, which adds more complexity and more flavor, a little bit of different texture as well, that I think brings this drink from a good drink or a great drink to what is, for me, my most complimented drink by far. So let's get into making the drink. It's going to call for these 4 ingredients here. I've already mentioned all of them. So the 2 primary ingredients are going to be tequila and grapefruit soda, and then the other 2 ingredients are going to be simple syrup and lime juice. For the exact bottles that I'm going to be using, this is Terramana. Since 2020, Terramana has been my workhorse tequila. It is 100% blue agave. It's a blanco tequila. In this drink, you can actually use reposado tequila. You can't even use mezcal, but the standard way to make a Paloma is with blanco tequila. Make sure you use a bottle that is 100% blue agave. And there are quite a few that are in that standard, that sweet spot price range of $20 to $35 for a 750 ml bottle. Terramana is just the one that I've used the most, so that's why I'm using it for this video. For the grapefruit soda, I'm going to be using Q Mixer's grapefruit soda. My 2 favorite brands for sodas are Q Mixer's and Fever Tree. And specifically for grapefruit soda, I think Q Mixer's is even better than Fever Tree. But Fever Tree is another great option if you're not able to find Q Mixer's, or it's not available at your local grocery store or liquor store. And then the other 2 ingredients, lime juice. This is going to be Nelly and Joe's Key West lime juice. And then this is my own homemade simple syrup. For the first 2 years of my home bartending journey, I used store-bought simple syrup, so feel free to use that as well. And for the exact measurements, as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be following that simple and standard highball root recipe. So it's going to call for 2 ounces of tequila and 4 ounces of grapefruit soda. The addition that I'm making here is that I'm also adding a 1/4 ounce each of simple syrup and lime juice. And like all highballs, I'm going to be making this using my signature sandwich method. What that involves is pouring half of the carbonated ingredient into the glass first, then the other ingredients, and then finally the second half of the carbonated ingredient, which essentially makes the carbonated ingredient sandwiching the other ingredients in between. So the carbonated ingredient forms the bread, and the other ingredients form the meat and vegetables of the sandwich. This leads to better incorporation of the effervescence and bubbles throughout the entire drink, which leads to an overall more balanced highball. So enough said, let's actually start making the drink. First, before I pour anything into the glass, I'm going to be putting a few ice cubes in there. For now, I'll start off with 3 ice cubes. I may add a 4th one later if there's still room at the top. And as per the sandwich method, we're going to be doing half of the carbonated ingredient first. This drink calls for 4 ounces of grapefruit soda, so let's go ahead and put the first 2 ounces in the glass. And you have to let the bubbles settle out so you get a pretty accurate measurement. Remember, bartending is more of a science than an art, so you want to be pretty precise in how you measure everything. And that is in contrast to something like cooking, for example, which is more of an art. So that is the first half of the carbonated ingredient. Then this drink is going to call for 2 ounces of tequila. And because the other ingredients do contain a syrup and a citrus juice, we are going to be shaking the other ingredients. So 2 ounces of tequila. And then a 1/4 ounce each of the other 2 ingredients. So a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. I have my other jigger here, which measures the 1/4 ounces. And then finally, a 1/4 ounce of lime juice. Add 1 ice cube to this shaker so you get a good seal, because you always have to shake with ice so that your contents of your drink don't splash or spill out. Give it a good seal, shake for about 8 to 12 seconds. Okay. Now you have everything well incorporated. You don't need the extra ice, so go ahead and strain that out. And finally, this drink is going to call for an additional 2 ounces of grapefruit soda, making for a total of 4 ounces. There you have it. It has this nice, beautiful pink color from the grapefruit soda. And there you have it, my absolute most complimented drink of all time, the Paloma. Cheers. Beautiful drink as always. Really nice and refreshing, and great for any type of summer parties, barbecues, or any outdoor events. This is a really great drink. As I mentioned, it's pleasant, it's well-liked, and it is my most complimented drink, so I'm really proud to be sharing this with all of you guys. I think it's something that you can make and receive the same amount of compliments, if not more, when you host parties and make this drink for your friends and families. Anyways, that's all I have for today's video. If you found this video helpful and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel below. I like to do 2 types of videos on this channel. One will be like this type of video where I do a tutorial on how to make a specific cocktail. And my primary focus will be on classic cocktails, recipes that are from the 1950s or older, like the Paloma here. And then the second type of video will be where I give general tips and tricks and advice and share stories from my own home bartending journey that I hope will help you guys become the best home bartenders that you can be. That's all I have for today's video. Thank you. Cheers.